It's 1 o'clock, it's Wednesday, it's time for
Real Estate 101 with your host, GTT. Best content in all of Rutherford
Is it
County.
the best content? I want to teach everybody how to make better decisions when it comes to your real estate. Today we're talking about something that is a very interesting topic, but before I get started on that topic, the weatherman may have an announcement.
We do. We like to thank one of our favorite sponsors in all of Rutherford County. Matter of fact, all of the state of Tennessee and the United States. Probably the best restaurant in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It is the Alley on Main. And you want to talk about something is all. I've never been to the Alley on Main where I have not had something good. Everything, the service is great, the food is great. It's an exceptional place to go. So go over there and see Sean and Christy Hagerson at the Alley on Main, and I promise you will not be disappointed.
Here's what we're talking about today. Most people, I think that if you're not in this business, what are you smiling at?
Tall. Big,
Oh.
tall.
What is the hair? I'm on the slingshot today. How many people are aware of what a sell of home contingency is? Does everybody in our live studio audience back there know what that means?
Yes.
Does everybody know how complicated that process gets whenever you take a sell or a contingency on your home that requires them to sell their home?
Yes.
We're going to break this down so we can help you make better decisions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the drawing board today, okay? And we're going to draw your house right here. This is what's for sale. And whenever you put your home on the MLS, people can see it. It's on real tracks. It's in their little computers. I'm trying to draw a computer. Here's a monitor. Here's all these little type. And the Joe Blow public, the way they look for real estate today is on a computer or on their phone, right? So I'm going to tell you what happens in this market whenever you take a sell of home contingency. So you're trying to sell your home. The cleanest deal you can get is if there's nobody back here. If nobody has to buy or sell their home to be able to buy yours. So a sell of home contingency, it looks like this. We're selling this home, but we've got a buyer right here. Let's say they are coming in and they're trying to buy this. But before they can buy this right here, they've got to sell their home.
And these people probably are buying a home.
And these people are moving somewhere to solve another problem, which, like Weatherman says, probably involves another home. So now we've got 1, 2, we got 3 home inspections going on. What's this?
Another one. Because whoever's buying their home, there's probably another one behind it.
Okay, so now we've got to worry about 1, 2, now we got 3 loans we're dealing with. Okay, then we've got to deal with all the repairs. So it's like this little home, what's he doing?
He's holding the whole thing up.
He's snowballing to where this guy controls the whole deal. This guy can make or break the whole deal right here. Which if we're here representing this person and this seller, now we've got to become a bodyguard to watch what's going on back here. Is their loan going through okay? Is their home inspection, is it going okay? Here's who takes all the risk in these type of deals. Whoever takes the home inspection or the sell of home contingency, because what goes on, Weatherman, you can explain this as good as anybody I've ever been around. What goes on when in the system now today, I've got to sell a home contingency on?
Well, the one thing you gotta realize, whoever has the last house has the risk because you have to take all these. And chances are, this is a very easy one, 3 houses. A lot of times there's one more house tied to this one.
Let me
So it
say
could
this.
be
Let me
4
say
to
this.
5 houses
Let me
involved.
say this. A lot of times, I don't even think agents know how big the train gets.
Yes.
A lot of times, they don't even know how many. It's like my buddy Tim Dutton says, Tommy, a lot of times, you don't know how big the snake is until you see the whole snake. Well, a lot of times, people don't know how long that gets because they ain't doing their job. But go ahead with me.
You sure? If you're on a roll, you feel
I
good.
know.
So the new system in MLS now, if it happened this year, is anytime you have a sell of home contingency, the MLS says under contract sell of home contingency, where in the past it would say still showing sell of home contingency. So it ties up. So if an agent is not looking at under contract, chances are your house is not even being seen. And so that is really, really tough because MLS is is tracked to every online site. Trulia, Zillow, Redfin, everything out there that people are looking at. If RealTrax has you as under contract, sell a home, it will say under contract in these systems.
So now if you're looking for a home and you're using Zillow, Realtor.com, you see it and it says under contract because it is under a contract.
Yeah.
But the public is not going to have enough awareness, they're not going to have enough data to know exactly what that means. So in their mind, when they see it's under contract, guess what that means? Is it an option for them or do they discount it? It's done.
Show it.
It's done. So wait a minute, what else happens whenever this person right here takes this contract? What happens to their days on market?
It actually stops. So whenever you get a contract, where like say if you're on the market 2 days, it stops. If the deal falls through, it picks back those days up. And so then also when it comes back out, you may have a tremendous amount of days. The one thing you
What happens if it's a sell of home? Does the day stop or do they keep growing?
it's under contract, it stops.
It does stop.
Yeah, it
Okay.
stops. Yeah. But the one thing you got to remember about is nobody does it. Every lender is locked into their favorite title company. For some reason, everybody wants you the same title company. The only way this process really works the best is if you have the same title company with every deal, so everybody knows what's going on. The problem is this one don't tell that one all the news. That one don't know the news, so don't tell that one. And you have 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 final walkthroughs, 4 to see if the repairs have been done correctly. So you have 4 more opportunities the day before closing or the day of closing that this thing won't close.
Here's something that would really terrify the public if they knew how much uncertainty there is 2 or 3 days before closing.
Man.
And when I'm saying uncertainty, I'm saying, are we 100% sure we're closing on this date 2 days from now at this time? Well, we can't guarantee. Even though we're telling our client, yeah, we feel like everything is going to be okay, we would create so much more damage if we told them every little thing that we knew. What we're here for is to handle it for them.
Yeah. One of the big hiccups is you have to sign the CD in order for that 3 days to start. So if you don't know the lender, if the lender's from somewhere else, and something happens and one buyer doesn't sign the CD on time. So when there's not any communication, we have 2 different title companies, possibly 3 different title companies, 3 different lenders, 4 houses. There's a lot of opportunity for mistakes and a lot of opportunity that something gets mixed up, especially if you're busy and got a lot going on.
Yeah, I think people would really be shocked to know if you close at 9 o'clock, some days your money may not come in until late that afternoon.
Yeah.
Things have to happen, people have to meet, they have to exchange things. It gets really stressful if you're closing on your home and you're buying another home and you're trying to get that money. Then you find out that title company's got to drive all the way to Nashville just to get this. Why is it so complicated? Why is it so outdated? But and, you know, they're busy, so they can't just drop what they're doing and run down there specifically for you.
That's the end of the month on Friday.
Maybe they do it for us.
But think about this. Also, most title companies go ahead and close the loans. They go ahead and do the closing. Even though you still got 2 or 3 that it's not all the way done yet, they will go ahead and close their side and their part, waiting on the other title company to say, hey, we're good, and we send it over.
Now, I'm going to introduce one other topic, one other scenario that might blow your mind. Let's just say this last domino is new construction. The person that's moving to that, there's builders out there that will not let you take possession of their home. There's a lot of builders that'll do this, by the way. They will not let you move into their house until they've actually got your money. And so whenever you're doing this on Friday, you are risking, there's a great risk that the builder will not get their money. The reason why is, hey, they're paying interest until they get their money. You know, I've seen it before where title companies, I've been in investor deals where we closed on Friday and they don't give me my check until Tuesday. That's like 4 days. 4 days at like $500,000. If you calculate that up, that's probably $200 I have to pay just because they didn't give me that. So what are builders going to do with it, man?
They're going to hold the keys. But here's the biggest thing. If you don't use the same title company, you know what that means for a CO?
What?
So if anybody knows what CO is, completion of occupancy. So most title companies, if they don't know the builder, they don't know it, they'll hold that thing for 10 days after the CO. So most time you're getting your CO even the day of closing, the day right before closing. So it's very important if you build with a builder, close at their title company.
So what they're saying is this: once we get the C of O, we can notify all the trades that have been done on your house.
Yeah.
everybody that has done work on yours, a notification is sent out to them saying, we're closing, you got 10 days to make sure you've been paid.
Yeah.
And if like Steven's saying, if the title company does not know that builder, they're not going to risk those claims. They're not going to put themselves at risk by allowing that buyer to close, and then the buyer, I mean, they'd be responsible for it. So that's a great.
Yeah,
man,
because
you're on top of it.
You have a
Wait,
title
man.
policy that they don't want to issue, because if they come back with a lien or something on that property where the HVAC guy didn't get paid $8,000, the title company will be liable for that. So that's why they hold that for 10 days.
And the one thing in this conversation that we cannot tell you about is how emotional buyers are wanting to get into their homes.
Yes.
Their interest rates may be going up. Maybe they've got movers. They've got all this pressure on them because they're trying to get in there to avoid a problem. They ain't got anywhere to live.
What is the best scenario to do this process?
The best scenario would be to sell your house and not deal with contingencies.
And possibly look at a short-term rental.
Yes.
Okay.
So after you do that, it gets a little bit more complicated. It can happen. It can happen, but it's so unlikely to time all this stuff. We in 45 days, so many different things could change. If you're buying a home and you got to sell yours, the first thing that goes is your ability to negotiate.
Leverage.
You don't have any leverage because we don't even really have a contract, because the only way I can make this happen is if I can sell my home. And because of this, more than likely, I'm not going to negotiate with you. I'm just going to say, yeah, we can do this, but we're playing by my terms. So a sale of home contingency, what it does, removes your ability to negotiate.
It also gives you only, a lot of times, if you're a good agent, you only have 48 hours. Sometimes 24 hours.
That's something else I don't know if everybody knows. So let's make that clear with it, man.
Okay.
If I'm buying your house, but I gotta sell mine, I've got that contingency language in there. You're gonna say, look, I'll take it at this price, but I'm gonna have a 48-hour first right of refusal. It means that Stephen is gonna sell me his house, but he's putting that language in there, and he's gonna keep trying to sell his house.
Yep.
And if he gets a contract on his house, he's gonna tell me I've got 48 hours to remove my contingency, or it's the other person's.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Even if your
see
house
you,
is
girl.
under contract. So what agents do is they'll use your offer as leverage. Now sometimes they say they won't do that, but it doesn't matter if you have a contract, because you still have to go through inspections, you have to go through appraisals. So what if somebody comes to me, offers the same price, no contingency, no home inspection, only appraisal? Why do you not take that offer over the one? Because a lot of people think, well, I hate to do that, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. And so you could very easily lose that offer.
Yeah, people are gonna make the best decisions for them.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna do. And hey, if you need financing, you call Carry On, and she'll. Here's another thing. If somebody reputable is doing your loan, it makes the deal stronger.
Yes.
If Carry On says, hey, there are no problem, we feel more certain about it. So everybody, thank you for watching Real Estate 101. Share the streams, share the love, tell everybody who's the greatest weatherman.
You are the greatest.
Thank you, weatherman.